Albums are dying. When was the last time you heard an album and thought to yourself, wow, that was perfect? Albums don't hit the same anymore. Every album that comes out is just a fleeting moment, and not many are memorable. Sure, they are great, but they are not perfect. So what makes a perfect album? Well, I know the music, writing, and production contribute the most to a perfect album, but you know what's overlooked? Album covers. What do you feel when you look at this cover? The cover of the album is crucial when listening to the music. When a cover is powerful enough, it can make the music sound even better. Before streaming was so accessible, I remember having to pirate some of the albums at the time, and I hated when the pirating site I would be using would just slap their logo as the album cover. It would just spoil my listening experience overall. Because there is a reason why the artist chose that specific picture to represent their whole project. Take a look at a clip from an interview where Kendrick is asked about the meaning of the artwork he chose for his album, To Pimp a Butterfly.
Yeah, the album cover, it's me and my homeboys in front of the White House. It's really taking, people from my neighborhood and taking them around the world and letting them see things that I've experienced.
Everybody in that, who's that laid out on the ground down there?
That's a judge laid out on the ground. You look at these individuals and, you look at them as bad people or a menace to society, but they're actually good people, just a product of their environment. And the one person that always represent their not lives negatively is the judge,
It's always beautiful when an album cover has so much intention around it. The artwork is more than a cool picture because it tells a story. For instance, take this cover for Ethel's album, The Preacher's Daughter. This cover art is so impactful once you actually listen to the album, and it becomes an even more haunting image in the context of the album. This kind of strong relationship is mostly found in concept albums because the cover art communicates the atmosphere of the music so well. Albums that do this well are To Pimp a Butterfly, After Hours, Sire, Astroworld, because the internet and way more. For music, the cover art of an album can make the music better, and the music can make the cover art better. It's a combination that, when done right, it can create the perfect audio-visual journey and an immersive world. When we consider that most of the media is swayed by marketing, especially movie covers, books, and video games, on the other hand, artists in the music world still have the freedom to express their music in a visually pleasing way. However, choosing the right cover is important because it also becomes the face of that artist, and it will be forever attached and associated with their name and personality. You become the guy who made Awaken My Love, or the guys that made Saturation or Damn. So what makes an album cover perfect? The best album covers feel like an escape into that world and keep you wanting to go back into that world. There are album covers that are so iconic they have solidified the artist and the album as a classic, and some of these albums you might not have heard yet, which shows how great they are. They have become household names. You can just look at the album's artwork and you can tell how the music is going to feel. Just look at Love Deluxe. You can just tell you're about to listen to some beautiful soul, jazzy ballads that are heartbreaking. Her skin is shining through the deep bronze, the black and white filter over her, eyes closed and shirtless. It's a journey of heartbreak, loss, and longing. Kendrick Lamar's Damn. Just by looking at it, you can already tell that this man is going through it. He is tired. You can tell that he has had enough from everyone. He's only wearing a plain white t-shirt, so it doesn't distract you from the emotion drooling from his face. The Weeknd's After Hours. This man is smiling with a face covered in blood. You can just tell whatever happens in this album. He is the bad guy, and probably the villain as well. This is an embodiment of toxic. He is the guy she tells you not to worry about. Frank Ocean's Blonde. This man is crying in the shower, showing you that you're probably going to be crying in the shower after listening to this. Weyes Blood's Titanic Rising. This has to be one of the coolest covers of all time because everything you see here is practical. It's so theatrical and grand, the music feels exactly how the artwork looks. Because emotions can be triggered through color, color becomes crucial when choosing what color your music sounds like, because every song has a feeling that is associated with a certain color. Dark colors reflect darker subject matter. They rely on the sad emotions, heartbreak, depression, oppression. while more vibrant colors rely on creating a vibe and a feeling that is so demanding of your attention. But the album cover doesn't always have to reflect how the music feels. The contrast between the artwork and music creates a memorable listening experience. Color is essential, especially when it's a close-up shot of your face, because the colors are able to enhance emotion on the face of the artist. It's always more interesting when the face of the artist is placed or shot in a creative way, not an unintentional, uninspired face pick. It has to be interesting and cool. Jennelle Monáe's Dirty Computer is a perfect blend of color. It's interesting and intriguing, her face covered in diamonds and this vibrant yellow, orange, and red sun behind her. When you see this cover, you just can't wait to hear what it sounds like. Some of the best album covers are just pure art. These are album covers that you can hang up on your wall, and people who have never seen the album will think it's just wall art. They deserve to be in an art gallery being sold for millions. Kids See Ghosts is a great example of an album cover being able to just exist outside the context of an album cover. Not sure if it was hand-painted, but it looks like it was, and this just makes it an even more beautiful piece to have hanging on your wall. FKA Twigs' Magdalene is another piece that has managed to convey a message larger than the album itself. Similar albums are Currents by Tame Impala, In the Court of Crimson King by King Crimson. I mean, there are so many. On the other hand, there are artists that believe less is more, and they just let you fill in the blanks of the album cover. Although they are mostly done by big artists, they somehow manage to be iconic in their own way, especially if the music is good too. 44 is a great example of minimalist artwork. Childish Gambino's Out of Vista, Donda, Vince Staples more recently with Dark Times. However, these kinds of albums are very hard to pull off because they tiptoe a line between being considered lazy or purposeful. Some covers need time for you to connect with them, and once you fall in love with the music, you just start to understand why the artist chose that cover. If you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to give this video a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and turn on notifications so you don't miss any future content. Thanks for watching.